deserves it.
I know Emma's been complaining. Yeah. I don't like people that complain through the internet. You know what I mean?
I think it's part of the storyline because she went to Kurt Angle on TV and was like, "I want an opportunity, otherwise I'm going to start dating your son."
Mm-hmm.
And then she posted a picture today of an Emma figure next to a Jason Jordan action figure, and it's like put little hearts next.
That's
to them.
great. So maybe that ends up being maybe she's in the finals.
What I think is more likely is that if Bayley is like seriously injured and she's going to be out for a significant amount of time.
Yeah, I don't know how long she's out for.
Yeah, I don't know. So if she's out, if Sasha beats Alexa Bliss, then Emma may be the first one up because then you need a heel.
I really hope they don't do it right away. Let's have some more build up to some of these rivalries. I think we got on SmackDown, we got Shinsuke Nakamura versus John Cena. I think that's a match that could have been on a pay-per-view of WrestleMania or SummerSlam if they built it up properly. Let's build Sasha Banks as a heel. Don't do it right away.
Emma is a heel.
Oh, Emma.
Emma's the heel, yeah. So, they could have that and then have her heel turn later.
Yeah.
You still have to get the rematch of the Bliss if she wins.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you have the next one, which would be Emma, because she does deserve it. She really is a very good wrestler, I think. She just kind of, since the last WrestleMania, she has been completely mishandled with the whole Emelina thing.
Yeah.
And then
she got injured.
She got injured. So she's really been very unlucky. So I think she does deserve a chance here on the main roster, but I don't know.
We'll see. We don't know.
I don't book for WWE.
Yeah. We should, though, because we are geniuses. And then I'm guessing next week they're going to have the number one contender match. So they have the two triple threats this week, and then next week we'll figure out who the number one contender is. But we do know who the number one contender is for SmackDown's World Heavyweight Championship, the WWE Championship. It is Shinsuke Nakamura. Who would have thought? Shinsuke went over cleanly John Cena on SmackDown last week. Did you catch that match?
I did. If you would have told any wrestling fan 5 years ago that you would have Shinsuke Nakamura beating Cena clean to face Jinder Mahal for the title, I think they'd probably look at you like you're out of your mind.
The fact that Jinder Mahal's in this position is still astonishing. I hope they get this title off of him. But like we've said in the past, even if they get the title off of him, he'll have his rematch. I'm sure he'll have a second rematch. I'm just not a fan of Jinder Mahal. I don't think he's a good worker. I think he cuts a decent promo, and he does get real heel heat, so I don't mind that. But I'd rather see other SmackDown superstars with the belt, guys like Kevin Owens and AJ Styles, or even a guy like Dolph Ziggler, who's completely buried, be in the title picture, except now we got Jinder Mahal. But I think Nakamura is going to go over on Jinder Mahal. Who do you think is going to take this?
I think Nakamura is going to win it, and then Corbin's going to cash in.
Okay.
That's what I think is going to happen.
So what did you think of Cena's match with Nakamura on SmackDown?
It was a great match. Obviously really, really good. It was a scary bump at the end. I think everybody was talking about that. But Cena, the absolute professional he is, Nakamura apologized, said, "Don't be sorry." So,
yeah, Cena landed pretty badly on the back of his head.
I don't think Nakamura is used to picking guys up that size.
No.
So.
Yeah, Cena's a big boy, and he's a tough son of a gun, because you've seen this guy have... I remember when his elbow was the size of a baseball. He got his nose shattered by Seth Rollins. He's had countless surgeries on his arms. He took that, and I'm sure he's a little banged up, but he's fine. And it looks as if we're going to get Cena, and this is going to be a terrible match, versus Baron Corbin at SummerSlam. I believe that's what they set up after SmackDown. Corbin attacked Shinsuke and Cena, and I'm sure we'll get a tag team match on SmackDown leading up to SummerSlam. We'll have Cena teaming up with Nakamura to take on Corbin and Jinder Mahal. But as of now, I think we're going to have Cena versus Baron Corbin at SummerSlam. Are you excited for that match?
Which one, Cena versus Corbin?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if Corbin goes over on him, I guess that looks good for him, but it just depends. I mean, will they have Corbin come out and then have him come out again to cash in?
Yeah.
Is Cena kind of done here? You know, is he going to maybe do some Raw stuff? I know that after SummerSlam, he's expected to go to Raw full time because of that whole free agent thing.
Yeah, the rumor is, he's booked to face Samoa Joe in a couple of matches. I don't know if they're house shows.
Yeah, I believe house shows. He's scheduled for No Mercy, I believe, in September, which is a Raw pay-per-view. So he's going to have some angle on
and
Raw.
Usually when you're booked in house shows, which aren't televised shows, live events, I believe they call them now, say if you're facing Samoa Joe at a pay-per-view, they usually like to have them face off at a live show, so there's some chemistry. So hopefully this leads to a Samoa Joe John Cena feud, because I think that's something we're really looking forward to for a decade or so, because one was the face of TNA, one was the face of WWE.
Yeah.
I know Cena is going to be in the new Transformers movie.
He is a Transformer, I think. Is he a Transformer?
No, I don't know. He's not a Transformer. In real life, is he a Transformer?
That's what Kevin Owens said. He goes, everyone who's worried about that bump, don't worry. Cena was just revealed to be an actual Transformer yesterday, so he'll be fine.
That's great. Yeah, I don't know if it's a live-action role. I didn't look into that.
I don't know.
I hate those movies, though. So I don't even want to talk about it.
You know what I got to say, though? He is the leading male star for that movie, because the other two people billed ahead of him are women, apparently. I don't know who they are. I haven't looked into it at all.
Yeah,
but I believe he's the lead male in a major blockbuster.
Good
like
for
that.
him.
So
turn
it into The Rock.
Like I said, not a Transformers fan, but I'll have to support John Cena, because I think he's the Hulk Hogan of this era. He's the Stone Cold. He's the biggest guy. That's why it's a shame to see him not in the main event scene anymore. But I guess his time has come. His time is now. You can't see it.
Oh, man.
That's stupid.
A few other news and notes here.
What's going
I don't know
on?
if you saw last week, there was the Hardys beat the Club. But after that, there was a pretty cool little brawl sequence with them, the Revival and the Club, and everyone's brawling. And now they're saying they're woken.
Instead of broken.
Yeah.
Are they still doing the same mannerisms and talking? They're doing the broken gimmick?
See. Well, here's the thing. So they tweeted, I gotta find the exact tweet that Matt Hardy sent, but he said something like, we're awoken. Yeah. And it was them all in their broken gimmick and stuff like that, like pictures. It was an old picture. Yeah. So it's gonna be interesting to see if they have any sort of, now we can use the broken gimmick or do the Woken. Maybe they're going to do their own spin-off of it and do Woken, because they could very easily just do that and be, instead of broken, now they're spiritually positive or something.
I don't know the legalities of what they can and can't do. It's just a shame that they just can't have the rights.
I don't think they can't do anything, because Impact or Global Force, or who, I think it was Anthem, who owned Impact, they were denied the ability to get the trademark for the broken gimmick. So technically, there's no trademark on the gimmick. Nobody owns it. So technically, anybody could use it. It's just a matter of WWE saying, you know what, we're just not going to do it. We don't want to enter in. Even though there's no law, they can still be sued for any reason. So I just think they want to avoid it until they can figure it out for sure.
Yeah,
that
and you know what? What goes around comes around, because WWE has stopped many of people from TNA from using their name and likeness, whether it's, the Devon and Bubba Ray. They weren't the Dudley Boys. They were Team 3D. Guys who have real names, like Kurt Angle and Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy. I mean, that's their birth names, but a lot of TNA wrestlers were not allowed to use their WWE name. Mr. Kennedy was Mr. Anderson. So, I don't know. I would like to see the Hardys do their broken gimmick. It's what really got them over. And I think it's something that Matt Hardy was able to become a bigger star than Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think Jeff likes that. And, Jeff has always been the one that everybody loved, everybody
They
knew.
seem like real down-to-earth, cool dudes.
They really... Tom is friends with them, who's been on the show. Yeah. Tom is friends with them from his time with TNA. And, according to him, they're really down-to-earth and really nice. But Matt wants to get into creative when he's done wrestling.
Yes.
According to Tom, and this is an actual quote, Jeff just wants to ride dirt bikes in his backyard.
I know. Yeah,
Jeff
he's a good old country boy who likes chilling with his dog and playing music and riding dirt bikes. Yeah, he's a daredevil, and you knew Matt was going to be involved, whether it be a trainer or some sort of creative mind, because they've been in wrestling their whole life, essentially, from doing backyard wrestling. Jeff actually started as a 15-year-old kid in the WWF. They didn't, check his age, and he was wrestling Razor Ramon in 1994. So he's been in the company for, on and off for 23 years, which is something astonishing. And some other SummerSlam news: they announced the tag team match for the Smackdown Championship. The Usos taking on the New Day in a rematch. You knew that was going to happen. On I'm just surprised that, there's no stipulation, whether it's a ladder match.
Well, we still have a few weeks they could always add.
Yeah. And the other match that also is official is Kevin Owens taking on AJ Styles with Shane McMahon as the referee.
Yeah.
I think this is going to lead to, obviously a Shane versus Kevin Owens type match. The rumor is that they might do something at Survivor Series with Team Owens versus Team Shane, which could be interesting. I just don't want to see this at WrestleMania because I think Owens deserves something better than Shane McMahon. Because they did this with AJ Styles last year. I think AJ deserved the better opponent than Shane.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Shane, but he's not a wrestler.
Yeah, and AJ's only WrestleMania win now is over Shane because he put over Jericho.
Yeah.
Remember the year before. So, I mean, I guess we'll see what ends up happening. We're still a few weeks. We're still only a few weeks away from SummerSlam.
Yeah, SummerSlam, nothing really stands out as being something that's must watch. Except, actually, they announced Brock Lesnar. If he loses the Fatal 4-Way match, he's done with WWE.
This is playing up the whole angle with the UFC and John Jones.
So what do you think's going to happen? Do you see Lesnar retaining?
No, I don't think so. I think his contract's up in April anyway, and he doesn't do anything anyway. So I don't think he'll lose. I don't know. It's kind of hard to put in those guys and have him win. And
because he doesn't need to be pinned. That's the problem with this match. So he can still look strong and lose.
Yeah. So, we'll end up seeing. Then if he does win, it makes the rest of them look really weak.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know how
Roman
this match
is so strong. So.
I think this is, a must-watch match. I think, a lot of people are going to be intrigued as to what happens. Is Lesnar going to go to UFC? I know he wants to, but I know he has to pass a bunch of tests. He did get suspended for using steroids or HGH or whatever he got suspended for. So, I think he's not going to even be eligible to fight until 2017. Yeah. And besides that, he is advertised for WrestleMania and quite a few more matches. So, we'll see what they do with Brock Lesnar.
Finn Balor and Bray Wyatt. Awesome promo. Awesome. Super pumped.
I think Bray Wyatt's
Demon King. I'm pumped for the Demon King.
Yes, I am excited for that. It's about time we got Finn Balor back as the Demon for his first time since
SummerSlam last year.
Yeah, so it'll be fitting. It'll be a good bookend for that whole year run.
But speaking of bookends, this is the end for this episode of The Squared Circle. Stay tuned because the 4:30 News Wrap-Up is next, and you can hear both of us later on in the week. You'll hear me tomorrow night on Home Stretch. You can hear you.
Radio Rumble, Saturdays at 12 p.m. Yay.
Thank you, guys. See you next week.